Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Podcast. Today is Thursday, April 18th, 2019. Today I'm going to recap last night's NBA and NHL playoff games, look ahead to tonight's games, go over yesterday's baseball games, look ahead to today's games, do my first NHL mock draft, go over the NFL schedule, and my best bet of the day. We'll start in the NBA playoffs. The Celtics defeat the Pacers 99-91. They have a 2-0 series lead. Indiana had the lead. Boston comes from behind and wins. Kyrie Irving was sensational. He had 37 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Jason Tatum had 26, and off the bench, Gordon Hayward had 13. Meanwhile, for Indiana, Bojan Bogdanovic had 23 points. Darren Collison had 13. Thaddeus Young had 15, and off the bench, Tyreke Evans had 13. The Bucks defeat the Pistons 120-99 to take a 2-0 series lead. A great win for Milwaukee. They got off to a slow start. Pistons were actually within one at halftime, but Milwaukee pulled away late. Eric Bledsoe actually led them in scoring. He had 27 points with 6 assists. Giannis Antetokounmpo had 26 with 12 boards. Chris Middleton had 24, and off the bench, Pat Connaughton had 18. Meanwhile, for the Pistons, Andre Drummond and Reggie Jackson each had 19. Luke Kennard had 19. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Drummond and Jackson each had 18. Kennard had 19. And the bench, yet again, was a no-show. Rockets over the Jazz 118-98. Houston takes a 2-0 series lead. I'm starting to regret the Rockets in 6th pick because the Rockets look so good. And it doesn't look like Utah has an answer for James Harden and Chris Paul. But if they take 2 of the games and Utah, then different story, new series. Harden, by the way, was sensational. 32 points, 10 assists, 13 boards. Eric Gordon had 16. Chris Paul had 17. PJ Tucker had 16. Their bench didn't even do anything. They get away with it. Ricky Rubio had 17. Derek Favors had 14. Gobert and Mitchell each had 11. Royce O'Neal had 17 off the bench. Tonight's games, 8 o'clock, TNT, the 76ers at the Nets. Philly's favored by 3.5. That is a 1-1 series. Do I think the winner of this game will win the series? Not necessarily, especially if Brooklyn wins tonight. But I do think that Brooklyn wins one of these 2 home games. It could very well be this one, but I'm going to say Philly takes it. Embiid looked really good the other day, and I think Philly wins, let's say, by 7 points. I'm going to say this is a 113-106 game. 9 o'clock NBA TV, the Nuggets at the Spurs, Game 3. San Antonio is a home favorite by 4.5 points. And I think they'll win and take a 2-1 series lead here. I think that crowd's going to be into it. And Greg Popovich is going to respond to the adjustments Mike Malone made in that Nuggets comeback. And I think that LaMarcus Aldridge and DeMar DeRozan will have big games. So let's go with the Spurs. Let's say by a score of 112-106. And last but not least, I think the most intriguing playoff game so far, and this is, I think, the first round game I've been the most excited about for a long time, and that's the Warriors at the Clippers, 10:30 TNT. Golden State's favored by 8.5 points. Obviously, we all know that Golden State blew the 31-point lead the other night, and the Clippers stole the game. Now the Clippers have home court advantage here. I think there's a chance that they win this game. I really do. It will be a close game. Except I just think that the Warriors are just better. Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. Those 4 guys know how to win and know what it takes to win. The loss of DeMarcus Cousins will hurt them down the road, but I don't think it'll hurt them in this series. Although Montrezl Harrell's been a monster for the Clippers in this series. I'm going to say 120-116 Warriors. So Warriors win, Clippers cover. All right, now we'll move on to the Stanley Cup playoffs, where there were 3 games last night. 2 pretty good ones and 1 blowout. Bruins over the Maple Leafs 6-4. That's a 2-2 series now, as Boston gets a much-needed win here. First period on the power play, Charlie McAvoy is first of the playoffs, 1-0 Bruins. Brad Marchand second of the playoffs, 2-0 Bruins. Zach Hyman's first of the playoffs, gets the Maple Leafs on the board. Second period, Austin Matthews, second goal of the playoffs, ties up at 2 apiece. David Pasternak's first of the playoffs, 3-2 Bruins. Pasternak again, his second of the game, second of the playoffs on the power play, 4-2 Bruins. Third period, Zdeno Chara's first of the playoffs, 5-2 Bruins. Here come the Maple Leafs, Austin Matthews, third of the playoffs, second of the game on the power play, 5-3 game. Then, to make it a 5-4 game, Thomas Dermott, his first of the playoffs. And then Jacob Nordstrom into the empty net to make it a 6-4 final. So, this game got interesting late. Boston gets the empty netter with 2 seconds left for the win as they steal back home ice advantage. Stars over the Predators 5-1. That's a 2-2 series out. An impressive win for the Dallas Stars. First period, all Dallas literally put the game in their hands with the 4-0 start. The first goal was scored by Roope Hintz on the power play. His first of the playoffs, 1-0 Dallas. Alexander Radulov, second of the playoffs on the power play, 2-0 Stars. Andrew Cagliano's first of the playoffs, 3-0 Stars. Matsu Guerrero's third of the playoffs on the power play, 4-0 Stars. Hintz again is second of the playoffs, second of the game, 5-0 Stars. Then a garbage time goal by Roman Josi, his second of the playoffs, makes it a 5-1 game. Number start of the game with 2 goals, Roope Hintz. Number 2 star of the game with 3 assists, John Klingberg. Number 3 star of the game with 34 saves on 35 shots, Ben Bishop. Avalanche over the Flames 3-2 in overtime. Flames were up 2-0. Avalanche came back in the third period to tie it and then win it in overtime. No scoring in the first period. That's been a theme in this series. Nobody scoring in the first period. That's really weird. Second period, Elias Lindholm on the power play, first of the playoffs, 1-0 Calgary. Then a goal scored by Derek Ryan puts the Flames up 2-0. That was his first of the playoffs. JT Compher, second of the playoffs, makes it a 2-1 game. Mikko Rantanen, second of the playoffs on the power play, ties up at 2 apiece. Then in overtime, 10 minutes in, Rantanen scores the game winner. 3-2 Avs is your final. They go up 3-1 in the series. Number 1 star of the game with the overtime goal plus another goal, Mikko Rantanen. Number 2 star of the game with a goal, JT Compher. Number 3 star of the game with 35 saves on 37 shots, keeping the Avs in the game, Philip Grubauer. What a turnaround for Grubauer, who was benched in the playoffs last year after replacing the previously benched Braden Holtby. Then the Caps go on to win the Cup, and then Grubauer comes into Colorado and really has performed up to expectations. We have 3 games tonight, 7 o'clock NBCSN, the Capitals at the Hurricanes. Washington leads the series 2-1. No Svechnikov in this game for Carolina. He's getting suspended. I think that's going to be a big loss, but I think that home crowd is going to rally around the team. I expect Sebastian Aho to have a big game, and I think Carolina evens up the series at 2 apiece, and I won't be surprised if this is an overtime game. 8:30 on USA, Blues Jets. It's a 2-2 series. I took Winnipeg in 7. I think Winnipeg wins their third in a row. They go up 3-2 in the series. 10 o'clock NBCSN, the Golden Knights at the Sharks. Golden Knights have a chance to close out San Jose, but I don't think that happens. I think San Jose rallies at home a little bit to make it at least interesting, so they get the win on home ice. I expect Erik Karlsson and Brent Burns to have big games, and San Jose, I think, wins this game to force a Game 6. Now we'll go over the baseball scores from last night and look ahead to tonight's slate and some of the games that are going on right now. Phillies over the Mets 3-2. A big win for the Phillies. They're 11-6. Mets are 10-8. Jake Arrieta gets the win. He's 3-1. Zach Wheeler the loss. He's 1-2. Hector Neris gets his second save of the year. Bottom of the second, sacrifice fly. Maikel Franco 1-0 Phils. Bottom of the fifth, home run Scott Kingery 2-0 Phils. Bottom of the sixth, home run Cesar Hernandez 3-0 Phils. Top of the seventh, home run Michael Conforto makes it 3-1. Top of the ninth, infield single Ahmed Rosario makes it a 3-2 game, and that's your final. Zach Wheeler 7 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA 6.35. Jake Arrieta 8 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 2.25. He looked like the Jake Arrieta from the peak of his Cubs days. So that's pretty good. Cardinals over the Brewers 6-3. A big win for the Cards. They're 10-8. Milwaukee's 12-7. Michael Wacha gets the win. He's 1-0. Corbin Burns velocity's 0-2. Jordan Hicks gets his fourth save of the year. Top of the second, home run Marcell Ozuna, 1-0 Cards. RBI single Matt Wieters, 2-0 Cards. Top of the third, RBI single Paul DeJong, 3-0 Cards. Colton Wong, RBI single, 4-0 Cards. Top of the fourth, home run Matt Carpenter, 5-0 Cards. Bottom of the fifth, a home run by the pitcher, Aaron Wilkerson, hashtag pitchers who rake, to make it a 5-2 game. Top of the eighth, RBI single Matt Wieters, 6-2 Cards. Bottom of the eighth, RBI single Christian Yelich makes it 6-3. That's your final. Michael Wacha, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 7 strikeouts, ERA 4.64. Good bounce back start for him. Corbin Burns, 3 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 10.7. Royals over the White Sox, 4-3 in 10 innings. I'm not going to do the scoring for the rest of these because I'm short on time. KC 6-12, Chicago 7-10. Lloyd Peralta gets the win. He's 2-1. Nate Jones lost. He's 0-1. Getting his first save of the season, Scott Barlow. Dodgers over the Reds 3-2. So the Dodgers get the sweep. They're 12-8. Cincinnati's 5-12. Walker Buehler gets the win. He's 2-0. Sonny Gray the loss. He's 0-3. Kenley Jansen gets his fifth save of the season. Indians over the Mariners 1-0. Cleveland gets the sweep. They're 11-7. Seattle's 13-8. That's 5 straight losses for Seattle. Carlos Carrasco is 2-2. Eric Swanson 0-1. And getting his first save of the season, Nick Whitgren. By the way, 6 straight losses, not 5 for Seattle. Yankees over the Red Sox 5-2. The Yankees take the 2 games from their division rivals. They're 8-9. Boston 6-13. Tommy Kahnle gets the win. He's 1-0. Brandon Workman the loss. He's 0-1. Aroldis Chapman gets his third save of the year. Brett Gardner the grand slam in that game to give the Yankees the lead. Pirates over the Tigers 3-2 in 10 innings. Pirates 10-6. Detroit 8-9. Nick Birdie to win. He's 2-1. Buck Farmer to loss. He's 1-1. Felipe Vasquez gets his fifth save of the year. Nats over the Giants 9-6. Nats are 8-8. Giants 8-11. Jeremy Hellickson gets the win. He's 2-0. Jeff Samardzija to loss. He's 1-1. So it's the first time Samardzija's pitched poorly this season. Rays over the Orioles 8-1. Rays are 14-4. Orioles are 7-12. Yanni Trinos to win. He's 3-0. David Hess to loss. He's 1-3. Cubs over the Marlins 6-0. The Cubs are 8-9. The Marlins are 4-15. The Cubs are starting to play better. Cole Hamels gets the win. He's 3-1. Sandy Alcantara to loss. He's 1-2. Diamondbacks over the Braves 3-2 in 10 innings. A nice win for Arizona. They're 9-9. Atlanta's 9-8. Archie Bradley gets the win. He's 1-1. JT Biddle to loss. He's 0-2. And Greg Holland gets his fourth save of the year. Twins over the Blue Jays 4-1. Twins are 9-6. Blue Jays 7-12. Jake Odorizzi to win. He's 1-2. Trent Thornton, the loss, he's 0-2. Blaine Parker, his fourth save of the year. Rangers over the Angels, 5-4. Rangers 10-7. Angels 8-10. Lance Lynn, the win, he's 2-1. Matt Harvey, the loss, he's 0-2. Jose Lacroix gets his fifth save of the year. Athletics over the Astros, 2-1 to snap the Astros' 10-game winning streak. Oakland's 11-10. Houston's 12-6. Frankie Montas gets the win, he's 3-1. Wade Miley, the loss, he's 1-2. Blake Trinan gets his sixth save of the season. Going on right now, Diamondbacks over the Braves, 4-1 in the bottom of the 8th. Nats over the Giants, 4-0 in the top of the 8th. Tigers over the White Sox, 7-5 in the bottom of the 7th. And Blue Jays over the Twins, 6-3 in the middle of the 6th. 6:30 tonight, Royals, Yankees. 7 o'clock, Orioles, Rays. 8 o'clock, Dodgers, Brewers. 8:40, Phillies, Rockies. 10 o'clock, Mariners, Angels. And Reds, Padres. Now we'll do my first NHL mock draft of the season. I'm going to go through all the picks and do little descriptions. Number 1, New Jersey Devils, Jack Hughes Center, U.S. National Development Team. Hughes is somebody people have been talking about since last year in terms of young, up-and-coming impact draft prospects. He's going to come in and have an immediate impact on a team that needs young assets to go with Taylor Hall and former number 1 overall pick, Nico Hischier. 2, New York Rangers, Capo Kakko, right wing, Legia, TPS. The Rangers have to be thrilled for making this big of a jump in the lottery. Kakko is somebody that will jumpstart this rebuild as he broke a ton of scoring records in Legia. He will also make an immediate impact and would yet be another prospect to add to a suddenly loaded prospect group featuring Vitaly Kravtsov and K'Andre Miller. 3, Chicago Blackhawks. Bowen Bryam, defensive, Vancouver, WHL. The Blackhawks have options with this pick as they can either trade the pick for even more picks or for an established player, take it forward, or go defense like I have them here. Brime is the best defenseman in the draft, that he'd be yet another young defenseman to go with Henry Jokeru and Adam Boqvist. 4. Colorado Avalanche from the Ottawa Senators. Dylan Cousins, center, Lethbridge, WHL. Cousins is somebody I'm very high on and feel has a ton of potential. He's very dynamic and would give the Avalanche a great number 2 center behind Nathan MacKinnon down the road. 5. Los Angeles Kings. Vasily Podkolzin, right wing, St. Petersburg, KHL. Podkolzin is somebody that was outstanding in the World Junior, but wasn't putting up offensive stats in Russia. I can see Podkolzin slipping further than this due to contract concerns with the KHL, but at the same time, due to his upside, I can see him being picked in the top 3. 6. Detroit Red Wings. Kirby Dack, center, Saskatoon, WHL. The Red Wings go big here with the center in Dack. He's a nice combination of speed and skill and maybe could be a number 2 center behind Dylan Larkin if he were to land here. 7. Buffalo Sabres. Alex Turcotte, center, U.S. National Development Team. Turcotte is somebody that is very dynamic and he's a two-way player that stock is rising. He's playing in the Under-18 World Championship, and if he dominates that tournament, people start to look at him as a top 5 pick. 8. Edmonton Oilers. Trevor Zergas, center, wing, U.S. National Development Team. Zergas is somebody that is versatile and has smart vision. He's a good two-way player, too, and would make the Oilers pick him, and somebody that I could see them moving around the lineup. 9. Anaheim Ducks. Peyton Kurbs, left wing, Kootenay, WHL. Kurbs is somebody that is a dynamic offensive force like some of the other wingers in the top of the draft. He's fast and has a good hockey IQ, which the Ducks would like. 10. Vancouver Canucks. Victor Soderstrom, defenseman, Brynäs, super elite. The Canucks go defense for the second straight year as they take Soderstrom to go with Quinn Hughes. He's somebody that's a smart player and that can be great offensively and reliable defensively. 11. Philadelphia Flyers. Matthew Bodley, right wing, U.S. National Development Team. Bodley is yet another USNDT player taken in the lottery. He has a ton of size and scores the puck from both sides of the wing, and somebody that the Flyers would take a chance on. 12. Minnesota Wild. Cole Caulfield, center, wing, U.S. National Development Team. The Wild are a team that should be entering a rebuild. Other than a franchise-changing player, something a rebuilding team would want is somebody that's versatile, and that's what Caulfield provides, as well as his scoring ability. 13. Florida Panthers. Cam York, defenseman, U.S. National Development Team. The U.S. NDT lottery dominance continues as the Panthers take York. He's somebody that could be a top 4 D-man on somebody's roster, and he could solidify being a surefire lottery pick with a good tournament coming up. 14. Arizona Coyotes. Arthur Kaliev, right wing, Hamilton, OHL. Kaliev is somebody that can flat out score. Some people have concerns with his skating ability and his two-way game, or else he'd be in the conversation for a top 10 or even a top 5 pick. 15. Montreal Canadiens. Philip Broberg, defenseman, AIK, Sweden. The Habs could go a number of directions with this pick. Broberg is somebody that is good offensively as a defenseman and has good vision as well as controls the game well in all zones. 16. Colorado Avalanche. Thomas Hardley, defenseman, Mississauga, OHL. Hardley is somebody that is an excellent two-way defenseman and is probably a steal with this pick. He is somebody that the Avs would pair with Cale Makar down the road. 17. The Vegas Golden Knights. Ryan Suzuki, center, Barrie, OHL. The younger brother of the former Knights first-rounder, Kurt, Ryan may end up being the better prospect. He's a great skater and has good vision for the game as well as good playmaking skills. 18. Dallas Stars. Pavel Dorofeyev, left wing, Mettelberg, KHL. The Stars have options here. Dorofeyev is somebody that is good at controlling the pace of a shift in a game, and he's somebody that is smart and somebody that the Stars would like. 19. The Ottawa Senators from the Columbus Blue Jackets. Ville Heinola, defenseman, Lukko, SM Legia. Heinola is somebody that is very good at attacking and making odd man situations. His moves make people remind him of Rasmus Dahlin. 20. The Anaheim Ducks from the Buffalo Sabres via the St. Louis Blues. Montrez Sider, defenseman, all there in the SCL. The Ducks go defense again with their second first-round pick. Cedar is somebody that is a great two-way defenseman and is a force to be reckoned with. Bob Murray likes these types of players. 21, Carolina Hurricanes, Raphael Lavoie, center, wing, Halifax, OHL. Lavoie is somebody that could be a steal from the spot in the up-and-coming Hurricanes. He is a physical player, but is also somebody with speed and could wire a heavy shot. 22, New York Rangers from the Winnipeg Jets. Antoni Honka, defenseman, JYP, SM Legia. The Rangers go defense with their second first-rounder and settle on Honka. He is somebody that is an agile puck rusher and distributor who can elude pressure in a variety of ways. 23, Pittsburgh Penguins, Connor McMichael, center, London, OHL. McMichael is somebody that is very crafty and that fits into what Jim Rutherford likes in young players. He's also great at finishing, and he stood out among London Knights' team that is loaded with scores. 24, Los Angeles Kings from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Niels Hollinger, right wing. Rogel from the SHL. The Kings take another forward with their second first rounder. Hollinger is somebody that's small and is finesse. And he is somebody that a rebuilding team like the Kings would want. 25, the Buffalo Sabres from the San Jose Sharks. Jacob Pelletier, left wing. Moncotton from the QMJHL. The Sabres take a forward with their second first rounder. Pelletier is somebody that has great tenacity and skill as well as generating chances off the forecheck. 26, New York Islanders. Ilya Nikolev, center, Loco, MHL. Nikolev is somebody that's a strong body that provides good two-way play. He's a great penalty killer and dishes the puck to his teammates and in the net very well. 27, Boston Bruins. Yegor Spiridonov, center, Stanley, the NHL. The Bruins are a team with options regarding this pick. Spiridonov is somebody that is very dynamic and can score as well as finish. He's also a very good penalty killer. 28, the Nashville Predators. Michael Tepley, left wing, Liberec from Extraliga. Tepley is somebody that is a two-way winger that is a hard finisher at the net. He possesses the puck very well as showing an ability to stick handle his way into manageable situations. 29, Washington Capitals. Matthew Robertson, defenseman, Edmonton, OHL. Robertson is somebody that provided very good two-way play this past season in the OHL. He seems like somebody that the Capitals would take a chance on. 30, Calgary Flames. Spencer Knight, goalie, U.S. National Development Team. There hasn't been a goalie with this fire and intensity like Knight drafted this high in a long time. Mike Smith is not the long-term answer in goal for the Flames, and taking a chance on Knight would be wise. 31, Tampa Bay Lightning. Phil Tomasino, center, wing, Niagara, OHL. Tomasino is somebody that is versatile and has a knack of making plays with a ton of speed. That's something that John Cooper and the Lightning would like in a player. Last night, the NFL schedule was released, and I'm going to go through some of the intriguing matchups for all the games, or I should say all the weeks. Week 1, to open up the season, Green Bay at Chicago. That I discussed on my predictions for the schedule segment and how we knew that already. And that is obviously because it is an anniversary. So it would be only fitting to put a rivalry on for that day. Games between contenders or division opponents on Fox or CBS, respectively. 1 o'clock, Rams at the Panthers. Those are two possible contenders. Redskins at the Eagles. Eagles, division opponent, and the team that looks to build on last year. Bills at the Jets. The Jets are an improved team, people think. Falcons at the Vikings. Dolphins host the Ravens. Chiefs at the Jaguars is a nice one. Titans at the Browns is a good one because it's Odell Beckham Jr.'s Browns debut. A good one is the Chargers hosting the Colts on CBS. And then the Bengals at the Seahawks. You have the Bucks hosting the 49ers. The Cowboys hosting the Giants, 4:25 on Fox. That looks like your Joe Buck, Troy Aikman game. And then the Cardinals host the Lions, and the Steelers are at the Patriots on Sunday Night Football. I thought that the Steelers-Patriots game was going to be a Jim Nantz-Tony Romo game, but instead it's the Week 1 Sunday Night Football game where the Patriots will get their Super Bowl rings. Monday Night Football doubleheader is the Texans at the Saints, which is a sensational game. Let's be honest. Sensational. 2 contenders, and good job by the NFL by giving ESPN a game like this. That is a big-time game in New Orleans to kick off Monday Night Football. And then you have the second half of the doubleheader, the Broncos at the Raiders, 2 teams that are obviously division rivals that are rebuilding. Week 2. And by the way, the Nantz-Romo game will probably be the Jaguars hosting the Chiefs, unless they do the Chargers against the Colts. Week 2, Thursday Night Football, you have the Buccaneers at the Panthers. Among notable games, the 4:25 game is the Rams hosting the Saints. That is the NFC Championship game rematch from Los Angeles. Obviously, we all know what happened last year and how the Saints got host because of the bad call, so that'll definitely be the Joe Buck Troy Aikman game. The Nantz-Romo game will likely be the Jaguars at the Texans because of... No, I'm sorry, it'll be the Colts at the Titans. That's a good one. And that'd be weird if they had the Jaguars again. But yeah, Colts-Titans makes sense for them. Sunday Night Football, you have the Eagles at the Falcons. Good for Atlanta getting a Sunday night game. And then the Browns at the Jets. So Odell Beckham Jr. has returned to MetLife Stadium, except it's not against his former team. Week 3. Thursday Night Football, you have the Titans at the Jaguars. I had that written down as one of my predicted Thursday night games, so that is a good job by me. The 4:25 game, the Nantz-Romo special, looks like it's going to be the Saints at the Seahawks, so they get an NFC game. That's a rarity for them. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman's game will probably be the Raiders against the Vikings or the Broncos against the Packers, unless they call the Titans-Jags game on Thursday night, which is possible. And then Sunday Night Football, the Cleveland Browns hosting the Los Angeles Rams. Good job by the league for recognizing that the Browns are good. I thought that the Browns would get a Sunday night home game this year. And I had them penciled in for a Sunday night home game against the Steelers. And I had that Rams game written down on my primetime list, except I had it as a Monday night game rather than Sunday night game. And then Monday Night Football is the Bears at the Redskins. So it's funny because I had Bears at the Giants penciled in as a Monday night game in my predictions, or Giants at the Bears, but it ends up being the Bears traveling to D.C. to face the rebuilding Redskins. Thursday Night Football is a good one. On Week 4, you have the Packers hosting the Eagles, and that's when it begins on Fox, so that'd be Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, Aaron Andrews on the call there. The 4:25 game, the Nantz-Romo special, the Vikings at the Bears. Yet again, an NFC game in the 4:25 window on CBS, so some cross-scheduling there a little bit, unless they end up calling Jaguars-Broncos. I think is unlikely. I think the league looks at the Vikings and Bears as contenders. Sunday Night Football, the Cowboys at the Saints. I had that penciled in as a Monday night game in my predictions, but it ends up being a Sunday nighter. Obviously, last year the Cowboys handed the Saints like their first loss in ages on Thursday Night Football last year. And then Monday Night Football, you have the Bengals at the Steelers. And I had Bengals-Steelers penciled in as a Thursday night game, except the Bengals hosting. So, Week 5. Thursday Night Football is the Rams at the Seahawks. That is some matchup. I had that penciled in as a Saturday special, but no, that is Thursday night game, and good job by Fox by picking that game. The 4:25 game that week will be Green Bay at Dallas, so that's your Joe Buck Troy Aikman game. Nance and Romo will probably get Ravens Steelers that week. NBC, Sunday Night Football, the Colts at the Chiefs. I had that penciled in for Thanksgiving night, but it ends up being a Sunday night game. That's a great game there. And then Monday Night Football, the Browns at the 49ers. I think I had Browns 49ers penciled in for Monday Night Football, if I'm not mistaken. But that'd be weird. Or no, I had 49ers Bengals, so close in terms of the division that the 49ers are playing. Week 6, Thursday Night Football. Super Bowl 42 and 46 rematch. Eli Manning against Tom Brady. Giants-Patriots. Well, it's only a rematch if it's those two quarterbacks playing. You never know. What if the Giants end up surprising us and taking a quarterback and come in and start away or trade for Josh Rosen? So you never know. But in all likelihood, it'll be Eli against Brady. That'll be the one game where Eli Manning turns back the clock and maybe the Giants can steal. Or not really steal, but at least make it interesting. And then London is Panthers at the Bucks. The 4:25 game, the Cowboys at the Jets. So that's a Nance Romo game. And then Buck and Aikman will probably be doing Eagles-Vikings. Or Seahawks-Browns. Those are two really good games in the 1 o'clock window for Fox. It'll probably be Seahawks-Browns because those are two contenders this year. I mean, Eagles-Vikings are two contenders too, I think. But I think the Browns are the sexy team this year. So that's where Buck and Aikman will land. And then the Sunday night game is Steelers at the Chargers. That's a good one. Phil Rivers against Ben Roethlisberger. Monday Night Football division rivals Lions and Packers. Week 7. Thursday Night Football. Division rivals Chiefs and Broncos. This is a rematch of a great Monday night game from last year where Patrick Mahomes led the way for the Chiefs to come back and beat Denver. 4:25 on Fox. You have the Saints against the Bears. That'll be Buck and Aikman on the call. Ravens-Seahawks is a good alternative game. And then the Romo-Nance game will probably be Colts hosting the Texans because those are two AFC contenders in the same division. Sunday Night Football, Eagles at the Cowboys. Monday Night Football, Patriots at the Jets. I thought Patriots-Jets would be Sunday Night Football, but I was wrong. And then the Eagles-Cowboys game is Sunday Night Football, so that was a correct prediction by me. So, Week 8, Thursday Night Football. You have the Redskins at the Vikings. 4:25 game in that window for Week 8 is Browns-Patriots. That'll be Nance and Romo. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman will probably get the week off unless they get the Chargers-Bears game. Sunday Night Football is Green Bay at the Chiefs. That is some game. Patrick Mahomes against Aaron Rodgers. I'd say the consensus best two quarterbacks right now in the league. And then Monday Night Football, the Dolphins at the Steelers. That's a terrible game between a team that's tanking and a team that I think can end up being a bitter disappointment this year in the Steelers. Week 9, Thursday Night Football. 49ers at the Cardinals. I think I had that penciled in. Oh, I had Cardinals at the 49ers. Same matchup, but different location. The 4:25 game, that'll be on TV. In most places, will probably be Green Bay at the Chargers, Aaron Rodgers against Phil Rivers, or they'll pick Browns-Broncos, Baker Mayfield against whomever starts for Denver. Sunday Night Football, Patriots at the Ravens. Obviously, those two teams have had history together. Monday Night Football, Dallas at the Giants. Normally, Dallas-Giants is a Sunday night game, and then the other one's the Joe Buck Troy Aikman game, so for once they changed it up a little bit. This is the first time I remember a Cowboy-Giant Monday night game since I believe it was the game where Tony Romo got hurt in 2010. And Week 10, Thursday Night Football, you have the Raiders hosting the Chargers. So that's not a bad game. I had Raiders at the Broncos penciled in as Thursday Night Football, but Broncos-Raiders is Monday Night Football in Week 1 in the second half of the doubleheader. 4:25 on Fox, you have the Rams at the Steelers. That's a Joe Buck Troy Aikman game. Sunday Night Football, Vikings-Cowboys. Monday Night Football on ESPN, Seahawks at the 49ers. Week 11, Thursday Night Football, you have the Steelers at the Browns. That is going to be some game. Those are the best two teams in that division. You can make a case. Although I'd say Steelers-Ravens are like even to me. Browns, I think, are the best team in the division right now, at least on paper. So let's just say two of the best teams in that division. 4:25 game is the Patriots at the Eagles. It's on CBS, so that would be Nance and Romo. Sunday Night Football is Bears at the Rams. Those two teams met on Sunday Night Football last year, and the Bears ended up dominating that game. And then Monday Night Football, the Chiefs at the Chargers. That's the one in Mexico City. Week 12. Is this Thanksgiving? No. Week 13 is Thanksgiving this year. Week 12, Thursday Night Football, the Colts at the Texans. I had Texans at the Colts, but it ends up being the other way around. That's a great game. The 4:25 game is Cowboys-Patriots on Fox. That'll be Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. And then the Sunday Night Football, Seahawks at the Eagles. That's a really good game. Is that one on NBC, or did I have that on NBC? No, I did not. I think I had that penciled in as a 4:25 Joe Buck Troy Aikman game when I did these predictions. And then Monday Night Football, you have the Ravens at the Rams. That's a pretty good game. Week 13, Thanksgiving. You have the Bears at the Lions on Fox. CBS, the Bills. Yes, the Buffalo Bills, a team that doesn't have a primetime game this year, gets a Thanksgiving game at Dallas. And then the Thursday night game for the second year in a row, Saints at the Falcons. Well, last year it was the Falcons at the Saints, but this year it's the other way around. 4:25 game, that's good, is Browns at the Steelers. That'll be Nance and Romo, probably. And then Chargers-Broncos is a good game, too. And then Sunday Night Football is Patriots-Texans. Monday Night Football, Vikings at the Seahawks. Vikings at the Seahawks was a Monday night game last year. And that was a game where the Seahawks got off to a good start. And then the Vikings made it a little interesting late. Week 14. Thursday Night Football, the Cowboys at the Bears. Both of those teams obviously played on Thanksgiving or play on Thanksgiving this year, so it makes sense if they're on Thursday Night Football. The Cowboys are a team that's normally on Thursday Night Football the week after Thanksgiving anyway. That's been the case the past 3 years. The 4:25 game, that's going to have the eyeballs at the TV. The AFC Championship game rematch between the Chiefs and the Patriots from Foxborough. Sunday Night Football, Seahawks at the Rams. So Seahawks-Rams is in primetime both times. So they're high on both of those teams. And then Monday night, you have the Giants at the Eagles. Week 15 is when oh no, there's no Saturday games. I thought there would be a Saturday game on the schedule. I guess not. So Thursday Night Football, Week 15, you have the Jets at the Ravens. 4:25 game that's going to be notable is the Rams at the Cowboys, Joe Buck, Troy Aikman. That game's on Fox. Sunday Night Football, the Vikings at the Chargers. Monday Night Football, the Colts at the Saints. I had Colts-Saints penciled in as a Sunday nighter, but it ends up being a Monday nighter. Week 16. There's some TBDs in here regarding some of the games, but the game that is most enticing on there's no Thursday night game either. So, 4:25 on Fox on December 22nd, you have the Eagles hosting the Cowboys, NFC East, the best two teams in that division. That'll be Buck and Aikman. That's obviously on Fox. Sunday Night Football, the Chiefs at the Bears. That's a really good one between two Super Bowl contenders. And then Monday Night Football, division rivals, Green Bay and the Vikings. And then Week 17, it's obviously just Fox and CBS. All division games, and I think the most likely game to be the flexed in the Sunday night in terms of winner go home or winner takes the division, loser goes home. I think Steelers-Ravens is a good possibility. Saints-Panthers I think is intriguing, but I don't know because I think the Saints are going to be really good. Another one that intrigues me for Week 17 in the possible night spot is obviously Chiefs hosting the Chargers. That could be for the division. Vikings hosting the Bears could be for the division. And that's really it in terms of good Week 17 games that could determine divisions and whatnot. Last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. Just 4 teams a shade above 3-1. I wagered $2.26. My payout's $9.32. The Golden State Warriors, the New York Yankees, the Tampa Bay Rays, and the San Diego Padres. That's it for the podcast today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping NBA and Stanley Cup playoffs, MLB. I might do an NFL mock draft tomorrow because the draft is a week from today. And another thing I want to get done soon is my player rankings for the NFL draft. Maybe I'll do that early next week. So I hope you guys have a great day, everybody.